Have you ever said or thought, I've dealt with that, I'm over it? But then your shoulders still creep up to your ears when someone calls your name unexpectedly, or you still hold your breath when you check your email, or you still tense your jaw when you hear a particular sound. That's not a failure of your thinking. That's your body speaking a language your mind hasn't learned to translate yet. Welcome back to Rewire to Restore. I'm Lynn DeMoore Johnson, and this is week 8, where we move into territory that talk therapy, journaling, and even supplements simply cannot reach: the body itself. This week's episode is about somatic tools, practices that move stored stress and trauma out of the tissues where they've been living, sometimes for decades. And by the end of this episode, you'll have a 10-minute somatic reset practice you can use today. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's landmark work, The Body Keeps the Score, changed the way we understand trauma forever. And while the book is dense and clinical, the core insight is something women in my community feel in their bones. The nervous system records experience, not just emotionally, physically. When you experience something threatening, whether it's a single acute trauma or the slow accumulation of decades of emotional labor, caregiving, and hypervigilance, your body responds. Cortisol spikes, muscles brace, breathing shallows, fascia tightens. The survival system activates to protect you. The problem, for many of us, the threat has long since passed, but the body never got the memo. The nervous system is still standing guard, still bracing, still holding the tension pattern it learned to keep you safe. Research in psychoneuroimmunology and somatic neuroscience has shown us that stress patterns embed themselves in the psoas muscle, often called the muscle of the soul. This deep hip flexor is the first to contract in a fear response and one of the last to release. The diaphragm and rib cage, chronic shallow breathing maintains a low-grade state of threat activation. The jaw and neck, common sites of unconscious bracing, particularly in somatic storers. The fascia, the connective tissue web that responds to emotional as well as physical stress. And here is the crucial piece: you cannot think your way out of a body pattern. Cognitive insight is powerful, but it works in the prefrontal cortex. Somatic patterns live in the brainstem, the limbic system, the tissues themselves. You have to work at the level of the body to shift what's embedded in the body. TRE stands for Tension and Trauma Releasing Exercises. It was developed by Dr. David Berceli, and it draws on a profound observation. Animals in the wild shake after a threatening encounter. A gazelle that escapes a cheetah will literally tremble and shake, and then walk away and graze, the stress cycle complete. We humans, unlike that gazelle, got the message that shaking is embarrassing. We learned to suppress the tremor, hold it together, keep it together. And so the activation never fully completes. The charge stays in the body. TRE uses a series of simple exercises to fatigue the leg muscles in a specific way that induces this natural therapeutic tremor, a neurogenic trembling that originates from deep within the psoas and travels up through the core. Under the right conditions and with proper guidance, this trembling is not distressing. It is profoundly releasing. Why does this work neurologically? The tremor activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode. It's the body's own mechanism for completing the stress cycle. Think of it as pressing the reset button on the nervous system, not with a supplement or a thought, but with a body level signal that says, the thread is over. You can let go now. Beyond TRE, somatic practices that support nervous system reset include body scanning, a practice of systematically bringing aware, curious attention to each part of the body, noticing sensation without interpretation or judgment. This reactivates the body's interoceptive network, your body's ability to feel itself from the inside. Orienting, a practice drawn from somatic experiencing, Peter Levine's work, where you slowly move your eyes and head to take in your environment, signaling to the nervous system that you are safe in this moment, in this place. Pendulation, alternating attention between a resource, a safe, comfortable sensation, and a challenging sensation. This gently titrates the stress release without overwhelming the system. You've heard me talk about the 4 exhaustion patterns throughout this series. The Somatic Storer is the pattern where this week's topic, lives most intimately. The Somatic Storer is the woman who literally carries the weight of her stress in her body. She may not identify as anxious. She often is quite calm on the surface, but she has chronic tension, especially in the neck, shoulders, jaw, hips, or lower back. She often has high pain tolerance. She might feel emotionally fine, but physically exhausted. She learned often early in life to contain her responses, to hold it together, to not make a scene, and her body became the container. Signs that you may be a somatic storer. Chronic physical tension in the same locations, regardless of what you do physically. Fatigue that doesn't respond to sleep, rest, or nutrition changes alone. A sense that your body is working hard even when you're resting. Difficulty relaxing fully, even in yoga, massage, or meditation. Emotionally, you feel fine, but your body tells a different story. If this resonates with you, I want you to take the Energy Alchemy quiz. The link is in the description. because understanding and identifying your pattern is the first step toward working with it rather than against it. EFT, emotional freedom technique, commonly called tapping, sits at a fascinating intersection. It uses the language of Western psychology, cognitive statements, emotional acknowledgement, while working on the meridian pathways of traditional Chinese medicine. In TCM, the meridians are pathways through which qi, vital life force energy, flows through the body. When stress, trauma, or emotional suppression create blockages in these pathways, the result shows up as physical symptoms, fatigue, pain, and eventually dis-ease. When you tap on specific acupressure points while voicing the emotional truth of an experience, you are doing several things simultaneously. Sending a calming signal directly to the amygdala via the meridian pathways, helping the nervous system complete stress cycles that have been stuck, moving chi through the pathways where emotional holding has created blockage, bridging the cognitive, the words you say, and the somatic, the physical stimulation. Research from Harvard Medical School and elsewhere has shown that tapping on the major meridian points significantly reduces cortisol, in some studies by over 40%, in ways that cognitive reframing alone does not achieve. The key tapping points that we'll use in today's practice correspond to these meridians. The karate chop point, that's your small intestine meridian. It supports the separation of clear and turbid, letting go of what doesn't serve. Top of head, that's your governing vessel, lifts yang qi, reduces mental heaviness. Eyebrow point, it's your bladder meridian. It releases stored fear and trauma held along the spine. Under eye is your stomach meridian, so that calms overthinking, grounds scattered energy. And then the collarbone is your kidney meridian. This restores Jing, our deepest vital essence, the reservoir that exhaustion most depletes. I'm going to guide you through a 10-minute somatic reset right now, where you can do this seated in your chair or on a mat on the floor. So find a position where you feel physically supported. Step 1 is orienting. Begin by slowly, really slowly, moving your eyes around the room. Take in what's there. Look to the left, the right, up, down. You're not looking for anything in particular. You're just letting your nervous system register. I am here. I am safe. The environment is not a threat. Now let your head follow your eyes. Gentle, slow. If you notice anywhere your gaze wants to linger, a plant, a window, something soothing, let it rest. Just let it rest there for a moment. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Feel the rise of your chest, the expansion of your belly. You are arriving in your body right now. Step 2 is the body scan. Starting at the top of your head, begin to slowly move your awareness through your body. Not to fix anything, not to change anything, just to notice. Scalp, forehead, eyes, jaw. Does the jaw want to release even a little? Let it soften, even just a millimeter. Neck, shoulders. If the shoulders are raised, can you invite them to drop? Not forcing, just inviting. Move through the chest, the belly, the hips. The hips are a major storage site for unexpressed emotion. Notice if there's tightness, numbness, holding. Continue down through the thighs, knees, calves, feet. Feel the ground beneath you, solid and supportive. Step 3 is Meridian Tapping. We'll use a simple setup phrase and move through the main tapping points. Use 2 fingers to tap gently but firmly. So we'll start with the setup phrase, and we're going to tap the karate chop point, the side of your hand. So even though my body has been holding so much for so long, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I haven't known how to let go, my body knows how to heal. I am safe to release what I no longer need. We're going to repeat this 3 times. So 2 more times while tapping the karate chop point. Even though my body has been holding so much for so long, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I haven't known how to let it go, my body knows how to heal. I am safe to release what I no longer need. Even though my body has been holding so much for so long, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I haven't known how to let it go, my body knows how to heal. I am safe to release what I no longer need. Even though my body has been holding so much for so long, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even though I haven't known how to let it go. My body knows how to heal. I am safe to release what I no longer need. Okay, now we'll move through the points. Top of head. All of this tension, eyebrow, stored in my body for so long, side of eye, all this holding, under eye, all this bracing, under nose, I am learning to let go. Chin. My body knows how to release this. Collarbone. I am safe enough to soften. Underarm. I am allowing my body to exhale. We're going to complete 2 full rounds, starting at the points. Top of head. All of this tension stored in my body for so long, side of eye, all this holding, under eye, all this bracing, under nose. I am learning to let go. Chin. My body knows how to release this. Collarbone. I am safe enough to soften. Underarm. I am allowing my body to exhale. One more time. All of this tension stored in my body for so long, all this holding, all this bracing, I am learning to let go. My body knows how to release this. I am safe enough to soften. I am allowing my body to exhale. You may notice sighing, yawning, tingling, warmth, or an urge to take a deep breath. These are all signs of the nervous system releasing. And step 4 is the close and to integrate. So return both hands to your body, one on the heart, one on the belly. Take 3 deep, slow breaths. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Let your eyes open slowly if they've been closed. Take a moment before you move. You have just completed a somatic reset. That is not a small thing. That is nervous system medicine. What you just experienced is one layer of somatic practice. Like all of the work we've done in this series, it builds. Each time you do this, even for 5 minutes, you are building new neural pathways. You are teaching your nervous system that release is safe, that softening is safe, that being in your body is not a threat, but a home. This week's invitation is simple. Do this practice once a day for the next 7 days. You don't need to do all 10 minutes. You can start with just the orienting and 1 round of tapping. Let it be gentle. Let it be enough. Before you go, if you haven't already taken the Energy Alchemy quiz, I want you to do that this week. Understanding whether you're a somatic storer, a hormonal hurricane, a constitutional mismatch, or a transitional transformer changes everything about how you approach your healing. The link is in the description. Next week, we're diving into nutritional endocrinology for the nervous system, the specific foods and nutrients that rebuilds a dysregulated system from the inside out. If you've ever wondered what to actually eat to feed your way to calm, week 9 is exactly for you. Until then, rest is medicine. Your body is wise, and you are exactly where you need to be. I'll see you next week.